going on, everyone? Kevin here for channel Mana Week, running another 8-4 Born of the Gods Theros Draft. This is pretty obviously going to pick the really expensive Mythic. Brimaz is actually pretty good to play with as well. That's probably why it's an expensive Mythic. But anyway, nothing too exciting to talk about there. I will just very happily pick up a Brimaz. Other cards that I like in here, the River Trawler. It's okay in the right deck. I think it'll be better when Journey into Nyx comes out, because if you've looked at the cards or did the pre-release or anything, there's a lot of enchantment creatures, and a lot of them don't bestow or anything, but there are just a lot of enchantment creatures in general. So that makes that better, obviously. Next best card in here, to me, probably is the Nyxborn Wolf. Although I've been kind of drafting green more lately and liking it better, but we'll snap up the Brimaz and be happy about it. I did a pre-release sealed for Born of the Gods, or not Born of the Gods, Journey into Nyx this last weekend, and I chose green. And I did pretty well. I was 3-0. My store just does 4 rounds, so me and one other guy were the only two 3-0s, and I ended up losing in the final round to a deck with a Boron Overlord and 2 of the black promo card. I forget the name of it. Not really super great with the names of cards at the moment of the new set. I kind of know what most of them do, but I'll talk a little bit about what I thought was good from my experience at Sealed. From what I can remember, again, it was last weekend. Here, I'm going to go between either Fall of Hammer or the Sun Guide. I like Sun Guide a lot, but Fall of the Hammer is just so good. I think I'm going to take it here. That could be wrong. It might be better just to take another white card and just say, yeah, I'm not passing white, but I think Fall of the Hammer is good enough. I'm going to take it here. So, anyways, I played green. I ended up playing blue. I was torn between playing green blue and green white. I had a Wingsteed Rider and the white Banishing Light card, or whatever it's called, the new Oblivion Ring type effect, but nothing else super good in white. I didn't have a single bestow creature in my pool somehow. And blue, I had a couple of the 3/2 Flash Flyer guys, not the new set one, not the Bant one, or the blue green one. But I ended up going blue. It was a pretty reasonable deck. I didn't have a single piece of removal. I didn't have a single Voyage's End or Riptide or anything. So I'm kind of surprised I did so well. I had some ramp. I had the Golden Hind, which is the new green. 2/1 where you can tap him to add green to your mana pool. So I had some ramp creatures, and then I played just a lot of 6-drops, which is not preferable, but it ended up working out most of the time. The green pre-release promo cards you get to play with is pretty strong, and I drew that a lot. Here, I'm just going to take another Fall of the Hammer. I like Raised by Wolves actually quite a bit. It's not amazing, but I've been pretty happy with it. And clearly not seeing any white cards, which isn't a surprise. There's always about 7 white drafters in a pod, but I'm still not going to, even if I knew I wasn't playing white, I'm not going to pass the card that pays for the draft. Actually, it's more than the draft, so yeah, I would rare draft this. I'm not even going to pretend like I wouldn't. I'm just going to take the second Fall of the Hammer here, though. We still could be red-white, but I guess we're going to take 3 Fall of the Hammers. Alright, well, no one wants to play Fall of the Hammer, which is probably the best red common, maybe the second best common in the set behind the Akroan Skyguard. That could be up for debate, I guess, but definitely taking a third Fall of the Hammer. You're never going to have enough removal. We're still super open on our second color. There's no reason I would take a Nyxborn Shield Mate. The Triton's good. Maybe blue's open. That's one thing to pay attention to, is what other colors might be open since that's coming. The other thing is, since so many people draft white, since this is still here, green might be open as well, but not for sure on that either way. Fall of the Hammer again. Okay. Here, not in love with any of these cards, which isn't a surprise because I think Born of the Gods is a pretty weak set. I actually like. I think Journey into Nyx has some pretty cool concepts and some pretty cool cards. I actually think I'm looking forward to drafting this whole set together once Journey comes out, and I will be doing so and recording them, and I'm sure Lucky Draw will join me for probably a pre-release and maybe some other ones. So if you enjoy watching the videos, make sure you look back. I try to get those out within the first couple days because I think it's so much more interesting to watch people draft early rather than like right now. This draft, you probably know this format super well. I'm going to take the Fearsome Temper just in case. I don't know. I don't love any of this stuff. So you probably know this format super well by now. So if you're watching this, it's probably just because you just want to watch another video, which is totally cool, but it's not like I have any probably super great insights on Born of the Gods, Theros that, is going to blow your mind. Other than, apparently Red's pretty open. Kragmaw Butcher's pretty good and taking it 7th pick. Of course, we knew Red was open because we got 3 Fall of the Hammer, so we're going to stick with that. If it wasn't there, I'd probably just take the Loyal Pegasus, although there are some decent green cards. The Wayfinder's and Unravel the Ether's but well, Aspect of Hydra, while okay, is probably not going to be that green, but I guess you never know. Could take Rise of the Challenge and just stick with red. I don't like these black cards at all, so I wouldn't take Aspect of Hydra here. It's not that great of a trick, even if you are pretty green. I mean, if you're really green, it's pretty good, but that's super speculative right now. So it's between the trick, which is okay with, I don't have any creatures, but between that or these things, and I think I'm just going to take the Shield Mate. It's not amazing, but I didn't really want the trick there, and here's another one. This is the pack that we opened. I haven't really loved this card that much. I mean, returning an enchantment card is awesome and all, and there's going to be a lot of them in the format, but a 1/4 flyer just doesn't do anything for me. Like, I'm not excited to play a 1/4 flyer at all, so here I will just take Rise to the Challenge. I could take like a Marshmith Titan too and just figure like, okay, we could be playing black, but I'm not going to do that. Thunderous Might, we don't look like we actually have a lot of red devotion yet, but I guess we could get there. I don't love that card though. I guess I don't really like Scouring Sands that much. I guess I'll take Thunderous Might. Maybe I'll try it. I haven't really played with it a ton. See, and we're just left with some janky stuff here. I've never had this card be good. I almost always just sideboard it, obviously, because a 2/1 for 4 is not great. Maybe it'll be better again in the new set when there's... Actually, I guess there's not more auras. There's just more enchantments. So, I'll take the Gorgon's Head. I doubt I'll play it, but... And, I mean, this isn't that terrible. So, yeah. I guess we just have tons of red cards. Someone can have that card. Alright, so we'll head on over to Pack 2. Maybe we'll open another very expensive Mythic. Or we might open Steam Augury. That's almost a really expensive Mythic. I could actually even play blue. Again, I'm really open here. I'll probably just pull the best card out of this pack regardless of color. Red offers Ill-Tempered Cyclops. Obviously red's more weak in Theros, so drafting red in Born of the Gods isn't that strong, but if you get 3 Fall of the Hammers and 2 Kragmaw Butchers, then you're probably okay on your way in a red deck. That does mean that right now we're open, which is good. There's nothing super amazing in this pack, in my opinion. I'm not going to like snap up a Disciple because we're definitely not heavy black. The Fortune Hunter may be the best card. I hate red-blue. I really do not like red-blue. And if I was going to play that, would I even take Steam Augury instead? Maybe. So not a lot of options here. The only white card is Last Breath, so I can't even really force that. I guess I will just take the Ill-Tempered Cyclops. This may be the really, really wrong pick, but I don't like red-blue, and I guess that's really all there is to say about it. I do like Prophet of Krufix, and I guess... now I have some choices, because the Hoplite's pretty good, the Ordeal of Heliod's good, and Thassa's Emissary is just a beast. I do hate red-blue, and if I take one of these white cards, I might even be able to play my white cards. I'm going to hide this for now. Yeah, okay. I'll leave those for now. So I would say that even though Thassa's Emissary is a sweet card, and it's being passed, which... I mean, it's definitely between the Thassa's Emissary, which puts me in a blue, and I don't want to, or I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna take a white card here. I need creatures for sure. Let's see, what do we got for a favorite Hoplite? We got a Bestow, we got Fall of the Hammers, Fearsome Tempers, Rise to the Challenge. We got enough for this. The question is that or Ordeal better. I'm gonna take the Hoplite. I'm gonna take the Ordeal. Change of plans. That may be wrong again. Last second. A snap decision. I don't know. I actually don't know. You let me know what you think. Was Ordeal better, or should I have taken the Hoplite there? Obviously, we're only at 6 creatures, but this is gonna be okay probably, even if I don't end up with a lot of heroic guys. Whereas, I mean, I guess that would have given me a heroic guy, but... so there's no white cards, except for a Divine Verdict, which is fine, and then an Akro and Crusader, which I don't want to play. So at this point, there's 2 very good black cards, in my opinion, and then there's also a pretty good green card, although this one does require a little bit of work to get good. I think I want to be more aggressive than that, which again doesn't make the Baleful Eidolon very good. It also doesn't make a Divine Verdict very good either. I mean, I already have quite a bit of removal. I guess I need some guys. Battlemaster, maybe? I don't know. That could be completely wrong. Obviously, it's not splashable. There's Madome. That's pretty awesome, actually. We clearly can't... I mean, we could try to, I guess, splash blue, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Here's some good white cards, so we're probably just going to scrap this pick and take one of these good white cards. So the question is, do you want the Hopeful Eidolon or the Dauntless Onslaught? At this point, since we have not a single heroic creature, I think the Eidolon's better. Onslaught's obviously pretty awesome if you're pretty heroic. I don't think we're going to get past a lot of heroic guys. The red ones are all kind of crappy, and the white ones we're probably just not going to see. I don't need another Ill-Tempered Cyclops, although I do like it, but I'd rather have the Eidolon. And Madomi's pretty sweet, but we're already maybe not even white, and so we're not going to jump into blue. So here's good green cards. Again, good reasons to play green. See, like a Reverend Hunter, Sedge Scorpion. Those are by far the best cards in this pack, in any color. Reverend Hunter, not great in a deck without a lot of green, but I mean, if I take it here, maybe I end up red-green instead of red-white. It's a possibility. I mean, I like the Hopeful Eidolon, and Brimaz and Ordeal are all pretty good. Nyxborn's fine, but here if I take a white card, I'm taking a Decorated Griffin or Last Breath or a Citizen Battle Priest, which I guess I could do, but I don't like any of those cards, so I'd rather take a card that might be pretty good. That could be wrong again. Well, maybe black was the way to go. Again, I'm trying to be fairly aggressive here, but maybe I should be more mid-rangey with all these Fall of the Hammers, and maybe that's what I need to be doing. But I think while Nylea's Presence is okay, I'm not probably going to be that heavy green. I'm just going to take the Portent of Betrayal here. I can play that in my deck no matter what. Here, it's Cavalry Pegasus or Traveling Philosopher. And let's see, what do I got? A human. That's obviously not a human. None of these guys are probably humans either. No, so I have like no real humans for this guy. I guess I'll just take the 2-drop here, and that's it. It's a 2-drop. Here I'll just take, well, let's see. I mean, a pretty good sideboard card. I'll just take the Chosen by Heliod. It's not good in this deck so far. We don't really have any heroics at all. But I still think it's probably better than picking up a Peak Eruption or a Glare of Heresy. Maybe not. So many people are white. I'm actually going to take this from my sideboard. There's so many people who play white that I'd rather have that, I think. Seamogry Wheels, but again, probably not playing that color. So it's like an iffy green removal spell or a Last Breath, which I do not want to play. So I'll take the Artisan Sorrow. Alright, Snarecaster's fine. Here I will take the Vulpine Goliath in case we end up in green. There's a Decorated Griffin in case we have to play it. Look at a color sort here. I mean, I'm almost certainly going to play white and not green, so that's definitely something to consider. Definitely only have 10 creatures, so I got to pick some of those up, and let's see what we pull out here in pack 3. You're going to miss it, but basically I'm taking Nessie and Asp over a Coordinated Assault. I don't really want to be Naya, but that card is so much better than anything else in that pack. Sorry you didn't get a whole lot of time to look at them. My recording software only lets me record videos of a certain length, so usually between like packs 2 and 3 I'll try to stop it and restart it, but before I can restart it, it makes me like save the first one. Anyway, enough about that. Here I'm just going to take a Lightning Strike because it's by far the best thing here. I don't really want to be Naya, but we'll see what happens, I guess. Labyrinth Champion does fit the bill nicely. I do have some heroic stuff, and dealing 2 damage to target creature or player is pretty sweet. If it wasn't for Labyrinth Champion, Spear Point Oread's reasonable, and so is the Heliod's Emissary. One of these Spear Points will almost certainly come back to me. There's 1, 2, 3. There's actually a lot of pretty good cards in this pack, so one of those will probably make its way back to us. I love Nessie and Asp. Again, I'll probably just try to be red-white and not play these cards. There was literally no white cards that I wanted to play in that last pack, and no red cards, so I took Nessie and Asp just in case. That I can actually splash too, but probably not trying to do a lot of splashing in this deck, so okay, here's all the red cards again. In fact, these are all really good cards, or pretty good. Let's just hide the green, let's hide this, let's go by cost sort. We only got 11 creatures, which definitely makes Ordeal worse, but Ordeal's so good. There's also no Crow and Hoplite, which at this point probably just isn't quite as good as like another Ordeal. I need creatures for sure, but I'd like to steal some games with Ordeals. Maybe one of these other red cards will get back to me. I'll even play a Rambler if I have to. The Adept is fine, but I don't really have a lot of ways to scry, so we'll just take the Ordeal. Yeah, no cards I want to play in this group either. You want the 1/1 or the 1/3 with a crappy ability. A lot of good blue and black cards. A fine green sideboard card, but I'll just take the Battle Priest because this may end up being my deck, and if that's the case, I'll be kind of sad. I mean, I could play this too. There will be enchantments, almost certainly worth destroying. Maybe the Priest is better, but I'll take the Setessan Battle Priest right now, and we'll see what ends up happening. Okay, not a single red. I don't consider this a red. I don't consider this a red card, so I just don't consider it a card. So, tough call here. Yeah. I'll probably just pull out a Pharika's Cure. I could also take this Artisan Sorrow in case I go green. I don't want to play 2 of those, almost certainly. And I'm not going to have anything with a +1/+1 counter on it to make that pretty good. So yeah, it's not going to be great. I'm just going to take a Farika's Cure. That's all there is to that. Okay, so here we can take a Chosen by Heliod, which is a little better with like a Labyrinth champion, although I don't think so. I think I'm just going to take the Arena Athlete here. That might actually come into play for us. Ray of Dissolution is actually not bad, and if I don't play green, which I'm not going to, I'm not going to play green, then other than Fall of the Hammers, I mean, Fall of the Hammers is pretty good. I don't have a ton of ways to, a ton of removal, but I just need another guy. Alright, do I want another guy so bad that I want this guy, or do I want another Portent of Betrayal? Let's see, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-drops, one of which is pretty janky. 3 3-drops. I think I just want another crappy 2-drop. Alright, fine. Okay, so one of the Spear Point Oriads did come back. I guess green and black seem pretty open in this draft, but this guy's fine here. Here, I would rather have the Snarecaster, and I will take the Priest of Iroas in case I need it, and sweet, a Boulder Fall. Alright, well this is the deck that I've drafted. I have some pretty good green cards, no great way to splash them, and I think I'd rather just be reliable on my mana and just run a little bit more aggressive, but I'm going to throw it together, see how it looks, and then I'll come back and talk about it and decide, whether I want green or not, but I doubt it. So I'll be back in just a sec to talk about it. For you, it'll literally be a second. For me, it'll be a minute, because I'm going to throw it together. Okay, I'm back. This is what I've got so far for my 23. Just so you can see the green cards I'm not playing, here they are. The only great one is Nessie and Asp, so I'm not going to splash green for it, because I'm actually going to probably play 16 lands. My curve tops out at 4, so I'm trying to decide what I want my last card to be. I'm deciding two things, actually, whether I want to play a Bronze Sable over a Battle Priest, because it's a little more aggressive, although I don't think so. And then whether I want to play another Dude and a Prone Crusader, or a Thunderous Might, or a Rise to the Challenge. And I'm leaning between one of these three. I'm going to go land split of 8 and 8. I want to make sure I can cast a Brimaz if I draw it. And other than that, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I think maybe Rise to the Challenge actually is what I want here, because while I have some good removal and some more deals, like, it's nice to have a trick in there. And so that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm not going to do 10-6. I'm just going to go 8 and 8. So, yeah, see, I'm not playing these cards. Glare's a great sideboard card. Like I said, I'll bring it in. I forget what I took it over, but yeah, who knows? Whether it was right or wrong, I'm not sure. And then these are the guys I'm not playing. I thought maybe I would play Thunderous Might. It's only 2 mana. And I got I got a few, so it'll probably always be at least like +2, +0, but for me that's not worth it. So we'll go to round 1, and hopefully it goes better than my last recording where I lost in the first round. But hey, regardless, I opened a Brimaz, so yay me. Alright, I will see you next, the first round.